I just saw the new Godzilla, and these are my thoughts. Overall, I thought the film was pretty solid, but had a few confusing and glaring issues. I'll start by saying that rest assured when Godzilla starts fighting, it's one of the highlights of the year so far for stunning moments in film. The film does an amazing job capturing the destruction and immensity of these creatures, and I think a lot of that can be attributed to the low angles that the director chose. A lot of the shots are done at ground level from human eyes, and I think it does a great job in showing just how destructive and huge these creatures actually are. A lot of past Godzillas had the problem of the director treating the guy in the Godzilla suit like an actor, and not an idea. So when the fights start, you have some trouble grasping the concept that there's actually people down there in those miniature sets of buildings. But see, with this context comes build-up, and boy is there a lot. Godzilla doesn't show up in his own movie until about halfway. Now I like this. I thought it added a lot of weight to his reveal, but I'm sure a number of people are going to be wondering where Godzilla is. Another problem I had was the major character of the film. No, not Bryan Cranston. In fact, Bryan Cranston's barely in this movie. He's in maybe 30%. Most of the film is actually carried by Aaron Taylor Johnson, who plays his son, Ford. Aaron Taylor Johnson's character is far less interesting. In fact, he's pretty much the stereotypical good guy American soldier the entire way through. He doesn't seem to have any real change or any kind of arc going for him. He mostly just wants to get back to his family. Respectable, but not very interesting. Plus, Mr. Taylor Johnson never really sold me on the idea that he was actually looking at a 300 or 400 foot tall monster. He mostly just makes, well, this face the entire way through, and that's about it. Not a lot of screaming or crying or cowering. Hell, Cranston treats the situation more seriously before he even knows it's a monster.
You're lying, because what's really happening is that you're hiding something out there. I'm right, aren't I? My wife died here!
Now there's other little things to pick on, like the entire US Army is looking for a monster, yet don't even notice that half a mountain is gone on the side facing a major city, and said monster is heading towards city. Or that Godzilla keeps being referred to as a predator, yet you don't actually see him eat the creatures, which makes me wonder, is this intentionally incorrect or not? However, these complaints are appropriately dwarfed by the absolute amazingness of Godzilla's fighting. It has to be said that it has just the right amount of speed, in a plot sense. The monsters themselves are actually pretty slow and lumbering, as they should be for giant, massive monsters. But the fights themselves are almost titillating. You get very little of them throughout most of the film. Most of it builds up to one climactic showdown at the very end. Some people are going to hate this because it'll say it just has less fighting in a movie that's advertised as monster fighting, but I liked it. I thought it showed restraint. Plus, the design for Godzilla might be in my top 5 for all of the King of Monsters, falling just short of Godzilla vs. Megaguirus. I got a soft spot for purple spikes. Godzilla is massive, both in height and size. Word is Japanese test viewers were claiming he was too fat, but to me he made sense. This is framed as a realistic universe, and Godzilla is a massive, mostly aquatic animal. It makes sense for him to be wider for buoyancy reasons, like whales and other prehistoric animals. The Mutos also looked great, and I was happy to see that the reason for fighting Godzilla was more than just, we both hate Godzilla. All in all, the film lacks a bit of humanity, but I thought it did a great job capturing the overall essence of Godzilla being a protector who's not afraid to squish us in his pursuit to defend us. I'm giving this a 3.5 out of 5. See you later!